In episode 13 of Classroom of the Elite, which is unfortunately the season finale, we learned a lot more about AYANOKOJI than I thought we would have ever learned, right? Like, it was a dope send-off, I will say, because I'm looking forward to the next season, which starts in January. They announced that when they announced season 2 and 3, and I know y'all seen my video. We learned a lot about AYANOKOJI, and I want to start with him because obviously he is the pillar of this anime. It seems to me that AYANOKOJI is trying his hardest to escape that white room. Bear with me here. The ending sequence really nailed that for me because as he's talking to Kay and he's having his inner dialogue, you see him going through all the motions of the typical AYANOKOJI that we know, right? Like, oh, this is perfect. She's going to continue to be a useful pawn to me. And then he hits that butt. And he goes on to say, like, you know, the relationship between him and Kay, like, will that ever change, right? Will my view of people being pawns ever change? And I know this is going to sound very off the wall, but it's as though he is depending on Kay for him to change. It's like he so desperately wants to change, and he feels like he's still stuck in the white room, that he doesn't know if he will ever be able to change out of his way of thinking that his father instilled in him. It's weird, right? And Kay becoming so overly dependent on him, knowing what he's put her through and stuff like that. I think she is going to become his salvation at some point. Just like he was her salvation in this season, I feel like at some point she's going to become his salvation. And I think the butterfly at the end leading those two to each other is very symbolic of that. It could go both ways, interestingly enough. I thought that was a really nice touch to the end of the season. Now, what really caught me off guard was the ending with Arisu and him. It makes sense because her father knows all about that. And we learned that a couple of episodes ago when AYANOKOJI's pops tried to get him to come back so he can use him again. We learned all about that shit. And I talked about my theories in regards to like what Arisu's dad was, you know, scheming up when creating this school. Kind of made sense when you look at it in the grand scheme of things. But that killer intent in his eye, when him and Arisu was having that conversation and she, you know, she thought she could snuff him. Oh man, I'm super looking forward to that. On another note, I kind of figured that he would not let Ryuen go. And oh man, the reasoning behind wanting to use Ryuen, I find that rather interesting. I feel like Kushida has been more of a nail in his side than Horikita has. And I think that's part of the reason why him and Manabu, which is Horikita's brother, have something going on in regards to getting Suzume over to the student council. It's more so like trying to orchestrate a way to get the class to go up to C. He said the thing that's gonna get them back down to D is the fact that he's gonna try to get Kushida expelled. And dude, seeing Kushida, that shit killed me, bro. That shit hella killed me because she tried to perk up and be like, Merry Christmas, and her whole attitude shifted when she seen those two being together, right? Now I want to slide over to the portion of AYANOKOJI and Sato, right? I kind of want to talk about this because this goes into my AYANOKOJI wanting Kay to be his salvation bag, right? The whole time he was on that quote-unquote date with Sato, the double date too, by the way, it didn't seem like he was enjoying himself, according to Sato, right? She was trying her damnedest to get him to enjoy himself. The shit that killed me was the conversation that they had at the end, bro. At the end of the date. He said, I'm sorry, Sato. I can't be what you want me to be. I can't be your boyfriend if I don't feel affection for you. I was like, Jesus Christ, he's ruthless. The explanation that he gave makes a lot of sense as to what AYANOKOJI is, his character, because from what we've seen and from what he was molded into, there was never a need for that to happen, right? None of that was ever that important, especially in the white room. And again, that also proves that there's something that he's looking for that he can't put his finger on, right? And the fact that he told Kay that Sato was an unreasonable substitute for her was actually really dope. This is all like smoke and mirrors to me. You know what I'm saying? This is all smoke and mirrors to me because it just seems like he's screaming for this shit. But honestly, again, looking at the future of what Classroom of the Elite holds, they're really leaning towards the relationship aspect for K and AYANOKOJI, right? Like actually making them a thing, because there's no way you make their dynamic this important and not really capitalize on that, because we see what season 1 tried to do, tried to make the dynamic of Suzune and AYANOKOJI like very important, trying to make us feel like that's the thing when that's legitimately not what was written. They tried to do their own twist with the anime and they supremely failed. So with this one, this makes more sense moving forward in regards to where the story is going. There's still so much that needs to be expounded upon. There's still so much that needs to happen. It feels like it's about to be a fucking 4D chess match between Artisu and AYANOKOJI in the next season. Having the best chess pieces in play, I feel like AYANOKOJI is ramping up to like fucking go all out next season. I'm genuinely looking forward to that shit. I don't know if y'all are. Make sure y'all let me know in the comment section. Also in the comments, make sure to tell me if I am 1000% wrong. I don't mind that shit. Having conversation with you guys about this type of shit is always what gets me going. Leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new. I appreciate all y'all for coming along on this ride with me through Classroom of the Elite Season 2. I hope to see all of you guys in the same place for Season 3. That shit's going to be tons and tons and tons of fun. Speaking of tons and tons of fun, the fall anime season starts, what, now or next week? 5 days? Something like that. It's ramping up to start soon. Hope to see you guys there and all those reviews as well. Like I always say, I appreciate the fuck out of you guys. And with that being said, it's your boy XDomoSenpaix, and I will catch you guys in the next video.